Okay, who here has heard of anxiety? Okay, let's go even further. Who here knows someone who has anxiety? Okay, I can see that a lot of you do. Well, congratulations to you guys. You now know one more. Hi guys, I'm Nseya. I'm in 12th grade, and I am someone who struggles with anxiety. I was officially diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder when I was 16 years old. However, it feels like I've dealt with anxiety my entire life. Getting diagnosed was not easy, but coming to terms with having anxiety was even harder. I didn't want to accept that I had it. I was ashamed. Moreover, I was afraid to have it. I was afraid that people would look at me differently. I was afraid that they would treat me differently. I was afraid that I would look at myself differently. And I did. When I got diagnosed, I locked myself in my room. I isolated myself from my friends and my family. I didn't want to talk to anyone, and I certainly didn't want to tell anyone. So I told myself a lie. I told myself, you're fine. You're normal. You do not have anxiety. I decided to ignore it. I ignored it and hid it for weeks, it felt like. It was going well. I was coasting by. I ignored every single thing in my life that reminded me that I had GAD. When I was too nervous to throw away a gum wrapper in front of the class, I told myself, well, who has the energy to walk all the way to the trash can? You're fine. When I was too anxious to take a test, I told myself, well, everyone gets nervous. You're fine. You're normal. When I was even too nervous to ask my best friend for a pen in science class, I told myself, well, do you really need a pen? Who really cares about biology class? You are fine. I was not fine. I kept on like this, though, ignoring my diagnosis, pretending to be fine. It wasn't until I had my first real panic attack that I realized I couldn't ignore this anymore. Now, I dealt with attacks before where I couldn't stop crying or laughing, and I thought those were panic attacks. Turns out, real panic attacks are way worse. It started off slowly. First, I couldn't breathe. It was like all the air had been sucked from my lungs like a vacuum. And then, my head started to hurt, and the room started to spin. I thought to myself, I'm dying. This is it. Goodbye, world. I will never see Noah Cyrus live. Now let's be real here. I was not dying. However, that's what a panic attack can feel like. My friend Larry found me hyperventilating with tears flowing down my face. He said 4 words to me that changed my life. He said, girl, you need help. After that panic attack, I realized I couldn't ignore this anymore. I needed to face my diagnosis head on and find a healthy way to cope. So that's what I did. I went to therapy, and I was put on anti-anxiety meds. My therapist really put me through the ringer. She made me angry, she made me cry, she even made me talk to myself. I was forced to sit down and really tell myself, okay, you have anxiety, but it's okay. You are still the Nseya that your friends and family know and love. By having all of these difficult conversations and feeling all of these difficult feelings, I was able to realize that my anxiety is nothing to be ashamed of. I was ludicrous for thinking it was. 1 in 13 people suffers from anxiety. Look to the right of you, not to the left. Someone in your vicinity right now probably struggles with anxiety. Isn't that crazy? Having anxiety is scarily common these days. It's kind of insane that it's so stigmatized. It is time that we destigmatize anxiety by having more conversations about mental health and by coming together and saying that it's okay to not be okay. I think there might be someone in here who is just like me, someone who is afraid and ashamed of their anxiety. I am standing here today in front of all of you, despite my own anxiety, to say you have nothing to be ashamed of. I repeat, you have nothing to be ashamed of. I pray that it does not take a panic attack or something worse for you to feel that. I hope that you can see that there is someone who is just like you, someone who's been there, someone who would love to help you. And to the friends of these people, I implore you, look out for your friends. Make sure they're okay. Let them know that their anxiety is nothing to be ashamed or afraid of. Thank you.